All right, today I am taking a look at a classic. This is Bulleit Rye, the Bulleit 95% Rye. And this was a project in the works at Seagram's for a long time. And then Tom Bulleit and his daughter repped this brand and really kind of combined a sort of a corporate whiskey major release with sort of a family craft backstory. The packaging at the time, I think, was very revolutionary. It was the first sort of mass-produced vintage throwback package. People went crazy for this bottle. So, and actually, they just won a lawsuit against Deutsch, against the current redemption bottle, which kind of copied that shape a little bit. But anyway, it's a design that has stood the test of time, and it is a whiskey that has stood the test of time. This 95% rye, which obviously from MGP in Indiana, it was like something, people just had never tasted this before. They had tasted it. It was a component straight whiskey in Seagram 7, but they had never really tasted it on its own. They just did not know how good that 95% straight rye whiskey was. The sweetness, the spice, everything. So again, this was fairly revolutionary when it first came out. Frontier whiskey. I mean, again, there's a lot of marketing kind of attached to this, but it really did introduce people to a straight whiskey from Indiana, a rye whiskey that kind of changed. I don't know if it changed the industry, but craft started to take off. You started to see cocktails in bars be taken more seriously. A whole lot of things happened behind this bottle. So that includes the bourbon as well. So I want to dig into this, what is now kind of a new classic, and just give you an idea of what it tastes like. It's been a minute since I've had a current bottling, but I can tell you right off the bat, the nose is extremely familiar. Some people call it kind of a pickle aroma. I tend to think of it more as sort of a sweet, piney note. But it definitely has both those things going on. Kind of a nice rock candy sweetness, powdered sugar vibe as well. Nice rye spice backbone here. Yeah, I definitely get the sweetness and the spice and a little bit of that pine / cinnamon. All right, let's taste it. As sweet and spicy and flavorful as it has ever been. This is still a super solid pour. Hey, look, if you're a big Buffalo Trace fan, it's 90 proof. It's sweet. It's easy to drink. It's got a ton of flavor. This would, again, I think you'd be hard pressed if somebody served you a Manhattan or an old fashioned, preferably an old fashioned, with this rye whiskey, that you would not think it is absolutely delicious. And it probably gets overlooked now more than it used to, because it's been out for a while, because there's so many new entrants into the category. But if you're looking at a $150 bottle of rye that also doesn't have an age statement on it, this one's not age stated, but it means it's at least 4 years old, bottled at 90 proof. Take the Pepsi challenge with this, and you don't always have to buy into the marketing hype. Here's the original marketing hype, still a good deal, still a delicious tasting whiskey, and I just think you'd really be hard pressed to find something that's going to produce a better quote unquote craft cocktail and really put a different flavor into that whiskey than probably what it had been used to. So that's my take. I think Bulleit 95 Rye is still sharp as ever, and it's definitely worth revisiting, even though it is fairly ubiquitous and available now. Dig into it. All right, cheers.